Well, James, we back over here at Vlad TV.
Once again.
Yep. So before we get started, you got anything you want to shout out or talk about?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to my boy, Kelvon Hawkins. This is podcast. It's one of my little brothers, Grieving Our Babies podcast. He lost his daughter. And he doing his thing now. You know, representing his daughter, everything he went through. I've been losing a lot of people in, you know, my club. One of my homegirls, my club sister, lost her son in Vegas. So, much love and respect to all of them. Last night, I just lost another club brother, Big James, rest in peace. So, yeah. Pretty much.
Well, I hope y'all see and recognize, I'm sure y'all see, that the fat guest, the fat boy from the show is sitting behind the mics this time. So we're trying to shake it up and see what we can do to just to give y'all something different from the Reggie and James show. So why are you talking about other podcasts and other shows? And I don't like to talk about other people's shows when I'm not on Bomb First. But I'm going to ask you about something I saw that been kind of bothering me. And you being in this environment, I wanted to get your opinion on this, and this so you can try to talk to. Because while me and you both do it, and we always say we do this, it's for the youngsters.
Right.
And so just try to tell them our opinion, give them some of our advice, whether they take it or not. So it's this guy that's by the name of Blockstar. And he's a gentleman that's one of the 4 gentlemen that was accused of killing, the popular
Pop
shout-out rapper from New York, Pop Smoke.
Right.
And he was a juvenile, and 2 more guys were juveniles, which mean in our state of California mean under the age of 17 and under. There's an adult that's still waiting trial. He elected, and he's out. He did about 4 or 5 years, and he's out of prison. I'm surprised. I noticed he was smoking marijuana during the whole interview, so I'm surprised he's not getting tested. So I don't know what's up with that, because usually you'd be on parole for at least a year.
If so, that body don't have no conditions.
Okay, that could be. But I noticed, that ain't no big thing, but I noticed he gave this interview and he was talking about an open murder case, knowing that his defendant, a co-defendant, is scheduled to go to trial, the adult, next month. Why do you think he elected to do this particular interview and talking about it? And do you have any reservations or angry or towards platforms that put these kids in these situations like Adam22, a Vlad, a Bomb First? I know we all have our own, they don't tell us what to say, but giving these people platforms to talk about the open murder cases?
Well, some things shouldn't be said. Mind you, this kid was 14 years old.
When it happened.
And I look at it like this. He don't know what the fuck he's doing. And ain't nobody...
But he's 21 now, James.
21, but do that means he understand what the fuck he doing? I see that he's trying to do a record. He's trying to be a rapper. I hear a lot of people talk about he was 14 and he killed Woo the Woo. That wasn't his intention from looking.
And he might have been 15, just to correct
Well,
you.
just doing my homework.
Yeah.
And all of these guys on the street can see. We all damn near came off the porch at that age.
Yeah.
Living the same life he living.
Yeah.
We wasn't going and doing home invasions and killing people. We were out there gang banging, shooting at people, doing some shit. So our mindset was like his. This little dude don't want to apologize, or he gave his best on saying he was sorry or whatever the case might be. People got to understand. He's only 14 years old, 14, 15 years old, and committed a murder. He's out there like off the porch, like really living this life. I'd be a fucking hypocrite to say why he doing that, what that happened for, and all this. We lived that. We've been there. So we got to understand that this little dude need help. He need help. And he needs some guidance, and opposed to people bashing him, taking advantage of the situation, or putting him on Adam22, and then he's saying this and that and that and this. So even if you're trying to help him, edit some of that shit that he said, or that could be a potential incriminating to the one that's waiting on trial. You know what I'm saying? Don't let him go out like that. I can't say nothing bad about the young man. From what I looked up, he went trying to get money, doing whatever they doing, and maybe the other dudes were older, and they went in there when he saw who it was or somebody, normal reaction. You ain't on your block, you in somebody else's shit. Tussle, shoot.
Well, they were looking for him. I mean, they were robbing people. These were jackers.
But did they know it was Pop Smoke
No.
shit?
Yeah,
okay, so he didn't know that.
No.
So everybody, he killed Pop Smoke. He didn't know who he was killing. That could have been anybody that woke up or came out the shower, bathroom, and saw him invading in their space. So yeah, they're gonna tussle. Shit happens. But I just think the older homies or somebody should snatch him and talk to him.
So we talked about on the last segment the young man Blockstar that that killed Pop Smoke. So you said it in the previous segment that notice that he's trying to promote an album. Do you think people will go out and support Blockstar as a rapper? I know New York's not, or anyone on the East Coast. But do you think he has a chance of being a successful rapper?
Yeah. If you look at it, the majority of the rappers that done went to jail and got out of jail are more successful getting out of jail than they was before they went in. You got rappers that got killed. They should go sky high. I think people gonna gravitate to him because of his situation. Yeah.
Okay. And you don't, and I want to reiterate again, you don't believe that that's snitching for what he did and the things that he said?
No, I really didn't hear too much of him saying, yeah, my homeboy, his name is yada yada. Like I said, the dude was doing the interview. I don't know if he thought it was going to help him with his upcoming career or he thinking it's cool. I don't think it's cool to brag or boast about what happened. I don't think he should be talking about what happened, especially if his co-defendant is waiting to go on trial. These cameras today tell on you. And the police sit back and watch these interviews. And people doing these interviews knowing the situation, they still do the interviews. Police wind up getting this goddamn interview. And it do more harm than good for you. You know what I'm saying? So stay the fuck off of social media speaking on what you got going on in real life. So I think he needs to get off of that and stay off of it and let his partner do his bidding in court.
Okay. There's a lot of people that's outraged with Adam22 for doing this particular interview. I didn't see as much outrage with other channels such as Vlad and Art the Dialogue channel that did Keffe D. What's the difference between the interview that Keffe D did versus the interview that Blockstar did?
Keffe D, on more than one occasion, confessed, said I did it, put himself there. Totally different. totally different. Keffe D told on himself. Keffe D put himself in jail. Being a grown-ass man, living that life, ain't nowhere in the world the money that was given to you, offered to you in these goddamn videos was worth it. Was worth it. And if that was the exposure you was looking for because you was under the impression or you thought that you couldn't be touched, they done proved you wrong. So his situation with that young man is totally different.
So James, I know this topic is a couple of weeks old now, but it's still a hot topic. I believe this song is going to be the song of the year, and this particular artist with the song that he made. So I wanted to ask you, about Kendrick Lamar pop-up concert. The first thing I want to talk about on this segment is he'd open up with Euphoria, which is a song where he's pretty much telling Drake if he gives him the ring that he purchased from Tupac or from Tupac estate at an auction that he paid over $1 million for, that he may lay off of him. What you think of Kendrick Lamar put that out to Drake? And should Drake take him up on that offer?
No, I wouldn't take him up on an offer, but Kendrick, you made a shot at it. What if Drake would have took it? But I wouldn't do no shit like that. I paid $1 million for the motherfucking ring. I didn't steal it. So how is it you give me the ring? Nah, come on, man. That's bullshit. No. That rap battle shit is between those dudes. Those dudes is doing it, and for whatever reason. But no, I wouldn't give up my $1 million ring for you to stop talking about me. Keep talking.
Okay. Were you shocked to see Dr. Dre, who Kendrick was at one time was signed to as one of, along with TDE, on Interscope, Aftermath Records, but were you shocked to see him open up or introduce that particular song, They Not Like Us?
No. I wasn't shocked at all.
How about Kendrick performing the song 5 times in a row to 6 times in a row? Why do you think that was done?
A lot of people don't understand when he doing this, it ain't throwing up the P. It represents 6 God. A lot of people got life fucked up, misconceptions of a lot of shit that's out there, and not understanding what certain things mean. And he's not representing Paru. You know what I'm saying? He have history. You feel me? He have a background. He has family that lived their life, all that. But Kendrick Lamar is not out there representing Paru. Not that I ever know.
Well, his dad was
That's
a
his
West
father.
Side Paru.
He have
father.
history.
And so you wouldn't believe that he wore that red outfit symbolized Tupac, or you believe he wore that red symbolized Paru?
Well, you seen Crips out there with red on. I don't think it would have anything to do with the color. It might have something to do with the occasion, the day out there. You know, he representing and hanging with the Bloods, the Parus out there, the West Side, and he doing his thing. But I've seen him in different colors, so I don't look at it like that.
Yeah. If you look at his video, and there's people out there that explaining the knock knock part, the things that he said at the end of the song with Atlanta, him wearing the all white and all of that. So it can make a lot of sense. There are a lot of things that he is saying was subliminal to, because his writing is so deep.
Yeah, the majority of rappers out there, if you just pay attention and listen to their lyrics, you can tell what he really mean, but you have to understand what the fuck he's saying. A lot of these youngsters don't understand half of the things Kendrick say. You know what I'm saying? So I think people just read too much into it and they go too far and deep, and they lose. They get a misunderstanding after the fact. But I like Kendrick Lamar, man.
Let's talk about some of the people that pulled up at the Kendrick Lamar pop-up show.
Who, LeBron James now? Rich people?
Well, you can talk about them.
Well,
I was mainly talking about SZA and people like that, but go ahead. The Weeknd.
It's all rich people, you know, and they supported him. How much was the ticket? $1,500, $1,000?
Yeah.
You know, the average motherfucker in the neighborhood can't spend $1,000 on the ticket. It was a lot of people there, but it was a lot of rich people there, you know.
What you think about Black Hippie coming to the particular show? The group from
That's
TDE.
Drake boy, right?
No, well, the Weeknd was the Drake's
boy.
The
Weeknd, okay. I remember him.
Black Hippie was a group that was signed to TDE, but they hadn't performed together.
Why, you don't think they should have been there?
Oh, I'm just asking you about people that should have been there.
It was all support. It was all support. A lot of people like what Kendrick was doing. A lot of people think Kendrick was doing some gang truce. Not hardly. So he had a lot of people from everywhere just coming out and supporting what he was doing and trying to get that message across.
Yeah, well, and I hear what you're saying, because I did a segment over on Bomb First where I made a statement and I took a lot of flack about saying that Kendrick was a great thing. I love that song. I think DJ Mustard, I think the beat and then putting Kendrick lyrics with that song is top 5 song I ever heard, rap, hip hop, in my opinion. But I did a segment saying that he wasn't uniting gangs in LA in any form or fashion. And I took a lot of heat. I also heard Wack100 on Vlad TV said that 90% of the gang members or the gangster that was there, that was on the stage, were Bloods or Paru affiliated. What would be your opinion about the statement of, because I know a lot of people across the country believes he was uniting gangs, and the people in LA, do you believe that, being from LA?
No, I think when everybody start putting numbers on shit, I think everybody should pay attention to what he was really doing. He wasn't promoting part 2 of 1992.
The truth.
He was just showing us that Bloods and Crips can be on the same goddamn platform, on the same stage and get along. All this fighting and shit we doing, all this killing and all this, you don't have to do that. So he had Bloods and Crips. I don't care if it was 5 Bloods and 30 Crips. Fuck the numbers. You had that many people on the stage and they got along. And he did that song and got all these people in Compton, whether it was 10% like you say, whether it was 90% like Wack say, numbers don't matter when you can get a handful of motherfuckers together and celebrate and do a song, do a video without fighting, without no arguments. He wasn't trying to do no Blood and Crips savior shit. It was, we can all unite. We can get along without the bullshit. And that's what they did. That's all he was saying. We can do this. So I ain't on no side. I'm with everybody. And that's what we got to look at. Stop looking at the numbers when it come to us and say, damn, you know what I'm saying? That was a good thing that everybody came out and kicked it all day without no bullshit.
So you saying that you believe that 90 total Bloods and 10% Crips can be spokesmen to saying that people are united?
A lot of those guys that was on that stage were reputable guys from different neighborhoods. A lot of those guys was in Compton, and that video has been around for quite a long time. And I don't care if it's 10 of this, 10 of that. They got along.
Okay, I'll just pick somebody that grew up with us that I saw on that stage.
Okay.
K-Dub, a.k.a., well, I'll just say, I won't say his government name, but K-Dub was on that stage.
Right.
So you think he can come back to the hood and tell everybody to stand down?
It ain't got nothing to do with come back to the hood, and he's not doing no stand down shit. This is what I'm trying to tell you. It ain't, y'all go back to your hoods and tell your homies ceasefire. That's not what it was about.
And he never said that, Kendrick.
Right. It wasn't nothing like, man, if we don't see how we interact with each other, and then when we do interact in a good way, all the bullshit come out. Oh, he meant to do that. No, he didn't. The little brother was just getting Bloods and Crips together to do a video. Drake was in Cedar Block doing a video. What harm was that?
You think he can go back now?
I think Drake had a problem coming to Compton now.
Okay. And we'll,
yeah.
Because we're going to put in there later. All right. I also did a segment over on Bomb First where I compared Kendrick Lamar to O.J. Simpson. Me saying that is because O.J. Simpson ran back to the black community when he was, facing this murder case. And then I feel Kendrick ran back to Top Dog, TDE Entertainment, and the West Side, because if you don't know, he moved to New York. He had pretty much disassociated from TDE's label, from Aftermath label, where if you look at on the back of his albums currently, it's just Interscope. And those other 3 or 4 labels that was on the back of his label prior to 2024 is not on there. And my opinion is that Kendrick is going to run back to New York, disassociate from the LA culture real soon. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong, just an opinion, an observation. What would be your opinion on that, Jim?
So are you saying that he used Compton to prove a point?
Or LA, or Inglewood. There was a whole bunch of different.
To prove a point. I think, why do we got to read into it like that?
Okay.
If I get rich, I'm gone. It ain't that I'm running from my people, but I got a better life. And I don't know what's happening with him and his company or whatever, or why he left. So I'm not going to speculate. I think we need to mind our own business when we do certain shit, or certain people make their moves. Why do we up and move from one house to another? Why do we leave this company or this label or this? I mean, it's choices. And is him and Top Dog mad? I don't know. So, I mean, we just gotta understand certain people move a certain kind of way. I can't judge him for moving how he moving, but when he came and did this song and did these videos, okay, he came home. Okay, he came. I don't believe he came and used nobody. I don't think that. So I don't know. I don't know what his reasons for going to New York or living, but is it to get the fuck out the way? He making money. He don't have to be subject to this situation here. He moved for a better reason, whatever reasons he had. And I can't judge that guy like that.
Your favorite friend recently said, Wack100 said, that Drake is still safe in the state of California, more so LA County.
That can be his belief.
What do you think?
I don't think, if Drake came to California, to Compton, now, after Rick Ross, I think somebody would get at him. I really do. And these people taking this shit lightly. Now, to my understanding, the HA's got at Rick Ross. This is a motorcycle club. This is a dangerous motorcycle club. It's a lot of bikers here. A lot. And it could be a potential problem for that brother if he came out here and did a show. He better have a whole lot of security.
I also heard Boosie said that he believes when Kendrick and Drake crews meet up, it's going to be a bad, bad situation or a violent situation. What do you think about that?
That could be. Now, me personally, I think all of this shit is shit orchestrated. Meaning, they know what they doing. Let's start this up. We can make money this way. We can woo, woo, woo. People gonna like this shit. You feel me? And here they are. Might not be nothing, but it's more than what it is. Look at what happened to Rick Ross and his people out there. So this could be real. People gonna get hurt.
Okay. Boosie also said that in his hometown, I believe is Baton Rouge, Louisiana, that 95% of the murders in his city is over rap beef. What's your take on that?
Man, that could be after Biggie and Tupac. That could be. You got these cats out here killing a motherfucker and then go home, write a song about it and put it out. You know, you got cats killing each other for no reason at all. You got these young cats killing people because they want to prove to the next motherfucker he with it. They killing just because. They ain't got no gang beefs and all that bullshit. They killing just because. Once we were friends, now we enemies because you making more than me. Now I don't like you. We shooting at each other.
Yeah, do you see a situation like the Tupac Biggie
all around, man. It ain't nothing but history repeating itself. That's all this shit is. All of these beefs and rap and shit, all this shit ain't nothing but the East Coast, West Coast bullshit.
Yeah, I recently said that it's more dangerous being a rapper right now than being a gang member.
Man, for real. For real, being a rapper, you gonna get killed. You gonna get killed for the shit you say. And they all saying the same shit. They all rapping about the same shit. The struggle. Coming up, growing up, coming off the porch, getting that money, fuck this bitch. Everybody is doing the same shit, saying the same shit. What's the difference?
Shout out to Kendrick and Drake. Hope somebody get in the middle of it, like a Louis Farrakhan or somebody, and can make this calm down.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it ain't working.
Correct.
Fuckers got millions, and they want to fight with each other to prove who's this, who's that. No.
All right, recently in the news, and man, they played a video in court of Wack100 trying to bail out Keffe D, and the reason that the DA used some of the video or audio from Vlad TV is to deny the bail hearing was because Wack had made some statements that it was done out of love or for caring about a black man and his health. But then on Vlad TV show, he talked about how it was from a business opportunity and the contract's about to be signed. What you think about that? And I just want to add to you, most people probably don't know when this is going to air. We taped this about the early mid part of July, the 10th, but most people don't know that there is a hearing or may have been a hearing coming up of reset for July the 23rd for them to get a chance to try to bail out Keffe D again.
We gonna do it again?
He's about to try again. But what's your opinion on that? Them using that audio or that video and Keffe D bail's been denied?
Well, and it ain't that I'm a fan of Tupac, but I talked to Wack100. Don't agree with his reasons, none of that. But if you think that that's what you're doing it for the money, like I said to him, all money ain't good money. Why his people ain't doing it? You know what I'm saying? I really don't want to even speak on that guy, but if it's meant to be, it'll be. But we didn't see eye to eye on my reasons from back in the days, from Pac being killed, from people on the South Side and my neighborhood getting hurt, and fighting and dealing with certain shit. It was just a principle for me. You know what I'm saying? And he went to just crazy shit. But I really don't want to speak on that dude, man. But if he get him out, he get him out. If not, and I know Reggie, you played a big part in it's not happening the first time. So if I'd have known that, I wouldn't even said nothing. I wouldn't even spoke on it. That you was behind the scenes making sure that wasn't gonna happen, and I should have stayed the fuck out of it if I knew it was gonna happen. But I didn't. So I'm gonna give you your props on that one.
Yeah, we did a segment on Bomb First where you called him a hypocrite for trying to bail Keffe D out, and that's where I was telling you and had to call you after we did that particular segment and say, James, it ain't going down. Just stand down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you should have told me before that, and I wouldn't have did the little Bomb First thing. But you did. So, like I said, everybody has a purpose and a reason for why they do certain shit, especially with this podcast and bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And it's just unfortunate most motherfuckers get caught in the middle of the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I don't have time to speak on a motherfucker I don't know. I don't have time to talk about Larry that live in New York and I never met him. Like I told Wack, I never met you a day in my life. Like I told Snoopy Badass, I never met you a day in my life. So I ain't got shit to say about you, but I can find some shit to say about you. I know people that know everybody. Feel me? Yeah. But I'm not finna go out of my way and do some sucker shit on this goddamn cameras and play these games these cats playing. I don't got time for that. 20 years ago, I give you a run for your motherfucking money. But I don't have a problem with Wack bailing out a crib. I fuck with a lot of cribs. I had a lot of motherfucking cribs at my house last weekend before last, kicking it. I had the 40s and the Hoovers at my house. You feel me? Drinking beer, getting high, drinking Jack Daniels weed or whatever you call that shit, kicking it. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't who you fuck with, it's how you fuck with certain people. And to get on this motherfucker and just start lying, like, oh man, we've been, come on, man. It's bullshit.
Another person that appears on Vlad TV show a lot, a gentleman by the name of 1090 Jake. I heard him make a statement where he said Keffe D is stupid. He tried to profit off of Tupac's death. What you think about that statement? And
that's a true statement. It's a true statement. From day one, from his book, from the first interview he did. Keffe D has not denied the fact that he's seen Tupac, the bullets make him shake. I seen the bullet go in Suge Knight's head. I seen his eyes. He said shit detail from detail. He shouldn't have said. But here we are, people feeling sorry for certain individuals. He shouldn't have never said anything about that case, period. Keffe D would be on the street. He was a free man. He was a free man of murder. Everybody ain't that lucky. And he put himself in jail. So I agree with that statement 100. He was making money from Vlad and Art of Dialogue and Cam Capone, whatever podcast he went on. If he got $300, if he got $100, he profit off of his story. So, I mean, can't blame nobody but Keffe D. Period.
There's been reports in allhiphop.com that Foxy Brown has been looking for to be subpoenaed to court as a key witness for justice for Pop. Do you think she would take the stand?
I don't think so. I don't think she want to be caught up in the mix of it. Just like myself. Y'all come looking for me to testify, y'all gonna have a problem. Put me in jail, or yo, I'm pleading the fifth. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Keffe D said enough to lock himself up. They don't need nobody. And if they can't get him off of what he said or what he did or how it went down, that's on them. Let him out. But I'm not going to help, and I don't think she's going to help, or anybody else for that matter, with the list they got. I don't see it. I don't see it. Why call her?
And the reason why, just for those of y'all don't know why Foxy would possibly be a witness in this case is they're alleging that, or Keefe alleged in one of his interviews, that Foxy Brown and Von Zip were in a car together and they met up with Keffe D right after the incident happened at the MGM Hotel, and she was dismissed from the car, and Keefe said that Von Zip, there's conflicting statements. One time I heard him say he denied and he told him he didn't need the gun. A second time I heard him say, I believe it's on this channel, that he gave him a gun. Von Zip took out a stash compartment that he had and handed him a gun that was ultimately used to assassinate Tupac Shakur.
I'm going to go ahead and read from the book, passage.
Okay.
On getting a gun for the Tupac hit. While we were waiting for the valet to bring out our cars, Zip seized the opportunity and called me over to his Benz. Zip was a big-time New York player, pimp, and hustler who used to come out to California and handle his business and kick it with us sometimes. As I walked up to the driver's side, I noticed the rapper Foxy Brown was in the car with Zip. So he instructed her to step out of the car and motioned for me to jump in. Zip had a hidden compartment, and he opened up, reached in, and pulled back a 40 Glock.
Like I say,
he turned to me and said, "It's time to get the money."
Like I say, get your $20 and read about that part.
Her statement or her being involved would be pretty much putting Keffe D in the area or in Vegas, because now Keffe D attorney is saying Keefe is a pathological liar and he wasn't even in Vegas that night during when Tupac was shot and later died.
Can you blame him for trying? You cannot blame Keffe D for trying to get out of a situation he dug himself in. You can't blame him for, I wasn't there. It's an average motherfucker. I did the same shit.
Diddy's, at the time of this taping, Diddy's New York federal investigation is still ongoing. Cassie lawyer's comment recently that I found was funny by saying Diddy white water rafting, because he had a picture of him hot water or white water rafting. And he said, this won't prepare him for the rough waters he's ahead of. Do you agree that Diddy's in for a time of his life? Or do you think nothing's going to ever happen?
I don't think nothing's going to happen to Diddy. I think they're going to try to break his ass. I think they're going to milk him for everything he got.
You do know that there's a grand jury convened, right?
Yeah, but what they going to do to Puffy? They should have been done it. They should have been done Puffy. You got all these people with these accusations. Puffy this, Puffy that, Puffy done that, Puffy done this. He ain't in jail.
You do remember that when Donald Trump got, after they raided his house it took about 3 or 4 months later before they arrested him. You do know that after Keffe D house was raided, it took 3 months for them to go and arrest him, 2 to 3 months for them
It's
to go
been
and arrest
longer
him.
than 3 months for Puffy.
Okay. Well, I'm on record as saying 4 months, and I said by sometime in September, I believe Puffy will be indicted by a grand jury.
Man, I'm telling you, people need to pay attention and look at the circumstances of each and every individual that get locked up and go to jail. It might look similar, but it's not the same. And for Puffy to be accused of all these allegations, all this shit going on with that brother, and that brother can go to island and kick it. His mule was caught, all kind of shit with this dude. And he on video, I know the video might be old, but beating the shit out of old girl, you know what I'm saying? And the pattern is proven. He's reckless, he's out of control. And he got shit on people. I seen a video where he just naming motherfuckers on the list. When his daughter was on the slab, he just naming everybody. Like, yeah, I got you motherfuckers. Come fuck with me. And the dude is ready to bring people down. So what happens? These white people are scared. They scared. They made him. Like they made Suge Knight and all these other motherfucking rich brothers that fall by the wayside when they tired of your punk ass. You feel me? And you're gonna wind up right back where you started. All this money.
So that means you believe in a higher powers,
I believe,
Illuminatis, and all of that.
Reggie, this shit don't happen for nothing. We fuck with Suge for a long time. And it's all about the power. But some of the motherfuckers can't possess the power. Well, the black brothers, we think we got the power. We don't have the power. Them white people behind the desk, them white people with the money got the power. And they can end your bullshit whenever they feel they should. But here go Puppy been doing his homework. Puppy been putting shit in his vault. Puppy got shit on people, and they worried about that.
So you believe that's why they raided the house, to get those tapes?
To get whatever he got in that motherfucker.
The leakage of the assault on Cassie, do you think that was a strategy move to release the assault that was out of the statute of limitation video? Because guess what it got us talking about? The assault versus the sex crimes. Do you think that was a strategic move by the government or by the defense to leak those tapes?
The government.
The government.
Higher power.
Back a little while ago, and this might be a little old, but Diddy's lawyer dropped him as a client at the request of Lady Gaga, because they both had the same high-power law firm. Do you have a problem with Lady Gaga for requesting her law firm to say, hey, if you don't drop Puffy, then I'm going to leave your firm as a client?
That shit happen every day. But why would she do that? Is it because of the video of him whooping old girl ass and she don't like men that do that? Was she a victim of being beaten by her husband or best friend or boyfriend or whatever? It could have been any reason. And people of power like that don't want to associate themselves with, quote unquote, niggas that are violent. So she has a whole bunch of reasons why she say what she say.
Do you find it strange that she was discovered and makes a lot of money for Akon, who has allegations of sleeping with underage women, according to Suge Knight?
Well, I'm not gonna listen to nothing Suge Knight said, and Akon ain't never done nothing to me. I don't know the brother, so I would not speculate, speak on, or talk about whatever that dude got going on. I have no clue of his get down. You know, so if Suge said he farted in his mouth, I'm not gonna believe him. No.
Okay. Now, I heard an episode by Boosie, our boy Boosie. Shout out to Boosie. Told y'all before that somebody that I have learned to respect his opinion. Glad to hear about his case getting dropped. So shout out for that. Yeah,
The
his
gun case?
recently, the gun case got recently dropped. A lot of people have accusing it for other things. I really believe there's a new law that was taking place in California that helped his lawyers get the case dropped. But what I wanted to ask you about Boosie was he made a statement on Vlad TV before, and he said he knew a lot of Diddies in his hood that beat their women.
I know Diddy's from my hood, bro. Like, you know, like every woman they get, bitch, you gonna stay in line. They gonna beat the fuck out you. Like when I'm talking about beat the fuck out you, like I got flashbacks, man, of people I know beating their significant others, you know.
I've never even seen that. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I've seen it.
What you got to say about that?
And there's a lot of brothers out there that beat on their women. My little brother, Ike Turner for real. Frying pan, whatever. You got a lot of cats
Why you
out
throw
there.
your little brother under the bus?
No, I ain't throwing him under the bus. I'm telling the truth.
Okay.
Niggas is out there like that. Okay, and let me put myself under the bus too. Growing up, I couldn't stand a female that thought she was a gang member. I attacked her ass. I beat her ass. Worse than I would beat a nigga. So you got brothers in relationships that'll do that. You got some real hardcore niggas that do it for real, for real. You got some bitch ass niggas that'll beat up their woman, but let the homeboy call him a bitch ass nigga and take his money, but come home and beat up his girl. So you got a lot of different cats out there that beat up women. Now don't do it in front of me.
Also heard Boosie make a statement that he said if he was Diddy's friend, he would still support him. Shout out Stevie J. That's about the only person publicly that I noticed is still supporting Diddy.
Why? Ask yourself why. Diddy got videos of him and Stevie J giving each other oral sex, banging him out. But like I said, that's on them dudes. If them dudes getting down like that, then so be it. Fuck each other. Long as it ain't right here in front of me, I don't care. But
And they're considering adults.
yeah, and they grown motherfuckers. Yeah. So to me, it's nasty. But if they want to fuck on each other, if they want to suck on each other, if they don't know the pleasures in a woman, the warmth and filth of a woman, and want a man asshole, then so be it. But why Stevie J want to fight 50 and whomever else speak on Puffy? You know Puffy fucking boys. He know this. And then he gonna lie and say he ain't never saw it. Nigga, fuck you. Get out of here with that bullshit.
So you think if his water was cut off, he would still be supporting him?
No.
I have been checking out an interview session by one of Diddy's ex-bodyguards. Not Mr. Gene Deal, this gentleman by the name of Roger Bonds.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been very, in my mind, complicit to a lot of the crimes, but him being even complicit, there's still some things about him that I respect and believe. And the one thing that a lot of people initially was saying that they hadn't heard of was about Diddy and any males. Well, Roger Bond said on an interview with Vlad that he has saw male escorts with Diddy. What you think about that?
I believe that. I believe that people were bringing people to Diddy, to his liking. But see, here's the cold thing. Diddy ain't the first nor the last motherfucker that been getting down like this in this business. He ain't the first one. He ain't the first to get caught. He ain't the last. So we're quick to be exploited when shit don't go right for the other motherfuckers on the left. Like, and I just want to go back to this, like R. Kelly. R. Kelly ain't the first motherfucking artist that was dealing or messing with 17-year-old girls, 16-year-old girls. How the fuck these girls get from point A to point B across country? Where your mamas and daddies at? Ask Suge. Ask all these other motherfuckers out here that's paying motherfuckers to bring these young bitches, these young girls to the rooms. You know what I'm saying? But they try to put this cat out here like he the only one. Let's give him up. We good. No. All these motherfuckers be getting down like that. The majority of get down like that. These young women taking them Cancun and all this other shit, looking out for the mamas and daddies. When mama and daddy don't get what they want or continue to get it, now they want to say you sleeping with my child. The fuck out of here. This is a dirty business and people don't want to tell the truth about the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we sit here and we talk about all these other people. You and I used to fuck with a motherfucker that was cutthroat just like the rest of these motherfuckers. We ain't gonna say no names because I said I'd take my foot off the nigga neck. He ain't mentioned me. So, but we know what we're talking about. So, Puffy ain't the only one out here that's getting down like this. Half of these motherfuckers that was coming from here, there, and there were already gay.
I ain't never seen Suge Knight with no gay shit.
No, I ain't said.
Okay.
No, I'm talking when I said Puffy, now I'm back on Puffy.
All right.
So, Puffy didn't turn half of these motherfuckers gay. They was already gay. What they used to call it, DL. But Puffy only problem is he got too reckless with his bullshit. And when he started doing the drugs heavy and drinking, that's when he got worse. Now he's out of control. Now these white people want to kick him to the curb, get the fuck out of here. Now everybody talking about him. It's normal.
And do you believe because his argument with the liquor company and all of that was the start of the downfall?
Drinking the liquor and not being a businessman, which happens to all of these dudes, just like Suge Knight. When you start doing drugs, he's not focused. Now he's talking to people recklessly, and them people didn't want to deal with that shit no more. We already know what it is. And he just didn't know how to conduct himself like Puffy Combs. Like, he didn't know how to do it.
And a lot of people blame, and there's a man that they did a show on called The Black Godfather, Clarence Avant. A lot of people don't know that was the person that really protected Puffy in this industry with Clyde Davis and all.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Clarence Avant. I remember Clarence Avant told me a story once where he told me, Reggie, after that stuff happened, I'm the one that had Puffy and I had Puffy fly to go out of San Diego after Biggie got shot and killed. And he said, I'm the one that Puffy called first. And I told him to go to San Diego and to fly out of the airport of San Diego. And so when things did get rough for Puffy, Clarence Avant was the person that he would call.
Okay, I don't even know who he is, but...
The Black Godfather.
Okay.
There's a show on Netflix. Y'all need to check it out. All right. Roger Bonds told a story that may be some truth to it. Who knows what a person had on it. Cassie also mentioned it in her lawsuit that one time Suge Knight and Puffy had a confrontation, and I think the story goes a little bit from her lawsuit that he made her bring a gun to him from in her purse. But Roger Bond said that he remembered an incident as well where Diddy confronted Puffy with a gun.
I came in at 6 a.m. in the morning. When I got into the house, Diddy ran up on me. Yeah, nigga, you heard what happened last night, right? I said, what happened last night? He said, man, we was about to give it to Suge. I said, what happened? So he said, at nighttime, Diddy would ask for burgers in the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying? So at 3, 4 in the morning, he had an assistant named David, who was the assistant, And D-Rock was the security. Suge knows D-Rock from Biggie days.
Yeah, that was Biggie's man.
Right.
Yeah.
So they pulled into Mel's Diner. And Suge and them pulled into Mel's Diner at the same time. So when D-Rock opened up his door, Suge opened up his door, and they was facing each other. And Suge looked at him and said, "What the fuck you doing out here?" And D-Rock said, "I'm working. What you think I'm doing out here?" Meanwhile, the assistant slid off to the side, and he called Puff and said, "Yo, D-Rock and them got a problem." He said, "What's the problem?" He said, "Suge and them is here at the Mel's Diner." So Mel's Diner is about 5 minutes straight down in Beverly Hills from the house. So Puff gathers up the things that he got to gather up, and he pulls up. He comes in the black Cadillac, and he told D-Rock, and this is what D-Rock told me exactly. He said, "Man, we couldn't let nothing happen to Puff." He said, "Yo, we ran into Suge last night." He said, after me and Suge had a couple of words, he said, a couple of dudes pulled up in cars. And he said, Suge grabbed the little dude by his arm and was whispering to him, and the dude was looking back. But he stayed in the light so that couldn't nothing happen. And Puff pulled up in the Cadillac truck. And when he pulled up in the Cadillac truck, they got in the truck. And he was like, "Yo, let's end this shit right now."
Wait, Suge and Puff got in the truck together?
No. Diddy pulled up in the Cadillac truck.
Uh-huh.
And D-Rock got inside the truck.
Got it.
And Puff said, "Yo, let's end this shit right now." I think it was D-Rock, and if I'm not mistaken, it was Rube. And he said, "Yo, let's end this shit right now." And they was like, "Yo, you can't end this shit right now. What we gonna do without you? Let's just go home."
You ever hear anything like that, or how you think that situation would have went?
Suge didn't know about the gun. Because I know how Suge is. If he'd had a gun, it would have been a problem.
He would have slapped shit out of Puffy because he didn't respect him
it would
like
have been
that.
a problem.
Yeah.
And he would have took her goddamn purse.
Yeah.
Now, Puffy could tell her to put this gun in your purse and whoop, whoop, whoop. Didn't he do J-Lo like that or some shit?
Yeah.
Now, he could have had her hold a pistol. That's possible. But like I said, I wasn't there. We don't know if it's true or not. But more than likely, yeah.
Yeah. Roger Brown's also said that Diddy's a junkie. Why do you think that these guys, once they get so successful, become junkies?
I'm going to be honest with you. I done seen a lot of rich motherfuckers, and they lonely, just like Suge. If it ain't about a broad, if it ain't about this, you got so much shit going on, so much on your plate, they lonely. Suge turned to drugs. He fucked with the wrong bitch, and just like them, you fuck with a broad, and she getting high, you gonna start smoking weed. You gonna start popping pills. All of them turn out like that, the majority of them. Why do they use drugs? It's just recreational at the beginning. And then I seen Puffy at that one, I don't know what year was that, 3 years ago, at the awards, and he donated $1 million or something. Man, that dude was so goddamn high, it's pathetic. And all of them that start off, Suge wouldn't do no drinking, no drugs, no nothing. But he always been popping them pills from his little football shit. Was he addicted to that shit and it led to something else? I don't know. But all these motherfuckers, they gotta try the drugs out and they get hooked.
Jay, I don't ask you about the latest lawsuit with Diddy. A female, a porn star, admitted porn star, she goes by the name of Amika, but her name is Andrea English. She filed a new lawsuit against Puffy from an incident that happened around 2004, where she alleged that her boyfriend and her went to do an audition, and she had to go and perform at some white parties and stuff like that, where Puffy even solicited her boyfriend for oral sex.
Did he get it?
She said he refused, but they continue to stay around. And so that will make me raise an eyebrow because if somebody refuses your request, usually you'll, dismiss them. But she said she refused. But
Can you believe that after 20 years, you want to tell this story? Now you're seeking money. I think all that shit, 20 years, 30 years ago, throw that shit out. You wasn't crying about being raped or being solicited or none of that other shit 20 years ago. You didn't make it public or known way back then. Why is you doing it now? Some of these people were just for the money. You feel me? If I can get $1 million, $5 million settlement, fuck it.
Yeah.
And I think our system is so fucked up. What's the statute of limitation on a crime?
Yeah. She
Why?
also sued Jake the jeweler and one of Puffy's assistants.
Okay.
Tamika.
Throw that shit out.
Tamika Thomas.
Throw that shit out.
Yeah. So you, like me, you have a problem with people that 20 years later that's not seeking any type of professional help.
Right.
Right after the incident happened, and then later on come out of the woodworks and file lawsuits.
The statute of limitation don't apply to nobody. Bill Cosby, Donald Trump, R. Kelly.
Oh, the Catholic priest. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What I'm saying is, if how can you come back 30 years and say you groped me 30 years ago and I got a court case now?
Well, I'm saying they do allow it. So,
yeah, they do.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, what happened to the statute of limitation?
Yeah.
Fuck murder, but all of this little petty shit, you ain't crying about it back then. I'll be arguing, man. Show me the fingerprints. Yeah. What do you had on? Show me
she has some pictures. She
I wouldn't give
pictures,
a fuck.
but
show me the mark on your titty.
Yeah.
And you kept these pictures 30 years ago?
Well, her claim pretty much is that she was sex trafficked because
they're making it just so easy because they don't have nothing else in the courts. They're making it easy to bring certain individuals down, man.
So do you think Mike Cassidy or Puffy selling so quick is what caused this rainfall of lawsuits?
Oh, man. As soon as she got her money, everybody else, niggas and everybody else came out the woodworks. She got paid. Let me see what I can get. Everybody get a lawyer. Now he got all this shit going on. And at the end of the day, he going to have to wind up paying the majority of everybody.
You see that Diddy has a $70 million house up for sale in L.A.?
He got a lot of shit going on, but I thought he was a billionaire.
On my boy Art the Dialogue show, you notice his victim, the shooting victim, very articulate young lady. I was very impressed with her.
The girl was shot in the face?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So she's been telling the story again about being shot in the face, and Diddy put a price on her head that made her relocate. I'm sorry?
But she got shot. When she got shot, did she go to the police and say it was Diddy?
Yeah, she was a victim. She's always maintained that Diddy was one of the ones Diddy and Shine shot.
So she just walked away from the case?
She beat the case. He had our Blockstar and Johnny Cochran as his attorney.
Oh,
Shine didn't, but Johnny got her all, got Puffy all, Diddy all.
Okay.
But yeah. So that being said, it's unfortunate. I feel for the young lady. I hope she's not trying to refile a new lawsuit because she did settle, and I hope she just out telling her story. And but she definitely will be one that will be subpoenaed, I believe, down the line just to show his pattern of activities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, they gonna get him, but no time soon.
Don't say that, because you said earlier they wasn't gonna get him.
Yeah, they ain't. Puppy ain't gonna go down like that. Now, if Puppy go to prison, is he gonna like it? Hell yeah. You ain't gonna have no problem.
James, would this be your attorney of hire? Because, man, I tell you, if I ever get in any trouble, this is going to be one of the attorneys I go to. Young Thug's lawyer, Brian Steele,
Oh, cold partner. He cold.
was taken into custody after clashing with the judge, Glanville, right?
Mm-hmm.
Steele was mad about a conversation between the judge, the prosecutor, and the state star witness.
Right.
Steele wouldn't tell the judge how he found out. He
Confidential.
was sentenced to 20 days, will serve sentences on the weekend, the current of the appeal. The one thing the judge didn't have to do that he did, I noticed, was allow him to be in a cell with young Thug so they could work on the case together. What you think about that?
Man, I follow that case.
Okay.
And
So you love Lil Woody then?
Lil Woody is goofy motherfucker.
Okay.
He's something else. But one thing they wasn't supposed to do is the DA, district attorney, and the judge and Woody go in a room and discuss anything without their lawyers.
Yeah, they got caught with the hands in the cookie jar.
And they fucked up. So the woman that was Woody's lawyer dealing with him pretty much was the whistleblower.
Yeah.
And they done did this more than once. From the other day, yesterday, watching it. So, still, good-ass lawyer. Good-ass lawyer.
Loyal.
And, man, and I think he gonna get him off on it. I think a lot of shit is they're gonna have to start over because they're about to remove all of them.
Even the judge, I think.
The judge, the district attorneys, and all of them. Yeah. They finna remove all of them. So his boss is on the case now, the judge. So, they violated Young Thug's rights, all of those guys' rights.
Do you notice Woody fired his lawyer in the middle of the testimony?
Yeah, that dude right there. Now, he should get an award. That motherfucker said, spell your name, huh? He spelled his name. She said, how old are you? Grown. And I think they held him in contempt once, and they went to jail. They put him in custody
overnight. But
but Woody is something else.
Yeah.
And with Woody, Woody, they showing all of these videos on him, and this man is basically saying, y'all kept fucking with me, keep talking to me. Now I'm just telling y'all what y'all want to hear. Y'all got me on the murder, saying that I committed a murder. I want to go home. So he saying all of this other shit, right? So the picture he painted is, man, look at her. She won't leave me the fuck alone. She won't leave me alone. She irritated me. So Woody is a comedian, man, and I don't think they're gonna be able to use nothing he said with the new judge and jury and everybody else. They ain't gonna be able to use him.
But he has an agreement, right? And he
but what can they do?
Did they mess up giving him that immunity?
Yes.
Yeah.
But see, they do that. I'll let you go for this murder. We want them. Ain't that stupid? Ain't that full of shit?
So Blueface baby mama Christine Rock was arrested, showing up to a court hearing that he had for allegedly, some people said, I heard an interview with Wack where he said it wasn't meth, it was some, substance with a high level of THC.
Right.
But the rumor is, or the allegation is, that it was some meth that was found inside the cell.
He got caught with paraphernalia.
Yes, Blueface. He's in LA County Jail on a probation violation. But, so she came to the hearing with her baby. Why she always showing up with the baby, I don't know. But she came with the baby. And so she got arrested. She had a warrant out in Oklahoma. I have previously heard Wack on some interviews and then on Clubhouse or something, tell her, you need to stop showing up to court. You know you got this warrant out for your arrest. You have, you're wanted in Oklahoma. You're going to get picked up. And sure enough, she eventually got picked up. And so, and the baby was taken into custody shortly. But luckily and fortunately enough, they had a friend of Christine Rock to come and pick up and take custody of the baby, because her Blueface mother and father was in attendance, but they refused to do like you did, being a stand-up father, and take a grandparent to take custody of the Blueface son. Now, I'm bringing this up to say, did you hear about it? Do you know anything about this particular thing?
No, I didn't. I didn't hear nothing about that. I didn't know she went to jail. But let me ask you this. When she went to court just to attend Blueface hearing, she don't have to show ID, identification. They don't know who the fuck she is. So how did they know who she was?
Well, I don't know the procedures now. I know going into a federal courthouse, you do have to show ID. I don't know about state court, which it was a state court.
You show ID. They're not writing it down. They're not, long as it's a valid driver license identification card, they allow you in.
I'm totally convinced that someone alerted the authorities, or the authorities were listening to interviews that was done that was warning her, or phone conversations where that was warning her, because they kept telling her to stop coming to court. You know you have the outstanding warrant.
And the only person I heard you say that was Wack. So are you assuming that it's possible that he alerted them that she coming, she has a warrant, whoop, whoop, whoop?
Well, I do believe in YouTube police. And so I do believe that there's a big old agency somewhere, a station somewhere, that's listening to everything on YouTube.
I believe that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's where I would think that.
Okay, well, she should have kept her ass away from the court.
Yeah. And so, for those of you who are not aware of the situation, Blueface is in custody in LA County Jail and facing possibly some more time. But Wack has stated that he should be getting out shortly. I know he had a date of July the 3rd, which has passed. And so shout out to Blueface. Hopefully you'll be getting out soon. And if you do have a drug problem, hopefully you'll beat that and get over that, because I do believe you and Chris do have some drug issues that needs to be worked out and raise that child.
For real.
Polo G got arrested on gun charges in New York. Okay, the gun was loaded in Manhattan hotel room with 9 bullets in the magazine and 1 in the chamber. A maid who was cleaning the room found the gun. Cops were called and a Glock was found on the love seat. Prosecutors labeled him a flight risk and brought up prior run-ins with the law as recent as last August. He was arrested twice in 24 hours on kidnapping, robbery, and assault charges. He was released on a $25,000 bill. He admitted to relapsing on drugs and liquor a week later. Man, what do you think of these guys that still doing these drugs and getting caught up and all of that? Do you think a guy that has a drug problem that commit crimes should be held violent for that crime, or just given treatment for the drug issue that caused them to cause that crime?
What treatment gonna do? You go to a treatment, you rehabilitate yourself, and then 4 months later you back on it. What the fuck that mean? No, you gotta better yourself for real. No, he shouldn't be treated different. She shouldn't be treated different. We get a drug diversion. We know we ain't doing the goddamn drugs. We get a diversion to get out of jail. You're out of jail, you go right back to the same fucking block you selling on, and you catch another case, and you do it again. And next time you do it, you going to prison. They finna slap your ass and send you on about your way.
Yeah.
No. Why should he? Let's know better. Let's know better.
Yeah, also to add to that, Polo G mama, Stacey Mack, She requested a restraining order on her daughter, Leilana. Stacy claims Leilana showed up at her house unannounced and intoxicated before attacking her in the bedroom and destroying property in the house. Here's a video showing chasing Leilana off while firing shots. And I guess I have to retract that statement that people, you know, I understand, and that's why I have a problem. I just don't know my thinking of when we know people have a problem, do we still hold them accountable for things that cause you to have that problem?
Yeah.
And I guess you have a person that's an alcoholic and goes out and hurts someone in a traffic accident. Do you try to treat the alcoholism or do you put them away to protect them from society? Because that's what prison's supposed to be. A lot of people want to make prison about punishment. I believe prison is supposed to be about protecting people from society that have an issue. So
where you get that shit from?
That's what they tell you that prison is for.
Prison is a goddamn lie. That's a lie.
So you say it's supposed to be for punishment?
Yeah. I commit a crime, I fuck up, I go to prison. I'm in here, I'm being punished for the crime I committed. I'm not in here for no, that's bullshit. I don't know who told you that. You looking at it the wrong way. It's no.
Well, I did it from a criminal, I have a bachelor's degree
and that's
in
why
criminal,
a bachelor's degree
in criminal justice, and my option wasn't rehabilitation. It was law enforcement, but anybody that has a rehabilitation mindset will tell you that they're supposed to be there for rehabilitation. That's why they call it a rehabilitation program. But I know a lot of us want people to go to prison for an eye for an eye.
It's like this, Reg. I got an uncle that's on drugs heavy. And he'll get off and won't do it for 2 years. He'll get off and won't do it for a year. But then when he go back on it heavy, strong, fucking up.
Because he hadn't been treated.
Oh yeah, he have been treated. If you can go to prison.
Prison, man, you get more drugs in prison than you can on the streets.
And that's a true fact.
Yeah.
But if you come home fat and all this other shit, he ain't got no money to buy the drugs. So penitentiary drugs is expensive.
Yeah,
he can't afford it like being on the streets, unless he's selling with the motherfucker that's selling it.
That's selling it,
and they can fuck off. My uncle.
Well, you can work it all. Cause I had people working for me when I was in there.
That's some what you call them shit, but it's an illness, a sickness, but as a grown motherfucker, you gotta know better. You gotta know this shit ain't for you. This shit ain't right. You gotta know that you hurting the people that love you. But yet they still go out there and take all their motherfucking money and give it to a nobody, somebody they don't fucking know. How do you respect that person? I don't give a fuck if you family or whatever. Keep your ass out there and do what you do. You grown.
Yeah. Polo G brother, Trench Baby, is accused of killing a man in L.A. on a drive-by, allegedly killed 20-year-old Deshaun Berry in North Hollywood parking lot on June of 2023, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cops say the shooting was the first in a string of crimes Trench Baby allegedly committed in the following months. Charged with first-degree residential robbery for August 23 incident. A robbery, he robbed a man in Granada Hills during a music video shoot. The victim arrived to the video, and Trench Baby pulled out a handgun with an extended magazine and demanded the victim empty his pockets and wire him money too. And that boy, that's a druggie. Trench Baby and the victim had prior working relationships. A small unknown amount of drugs was found on Trench Baby during the arrest. Man, He was also charged with discussing a witness by force or threat in September the 23rd. Both charges involved the same victim. Polo G and Trench Baby were also investigated for an incident at Burbank Studio, where a woman claimed she was punched in the face. Prosecutors said there were insufficient funds to press charges on that. She probably didn't want to pursue the case. But man, these are dudes that was out there wilding out.
They're not the only one. Everybody out there wilding out, Reg.
Yeah.
It seemed like every month, every other month is a new drug. Some of these drugs they cannot control. You got that whatchamacallit shit out there, and people still doing the same drugs. What's that shit killing them? Fentanyl. And they putting fentanyl in every goddamn thing. And these motherfuckers are still popping these pills. They still doing this crack and all this other bullshit. So they don't care. It's all about the high.
Fulio was killed on his 26th birthday. Young Gene H drops a diss track hours later. Young G H and then he drops another diss track. What you think about these guys dropping these diss tracks?
Stupid as a motherfucker. They stupid as a motherfucker. I don't give a fuck what crime you commit. Don't put it on no goddamn video. Don't go on no Facebook and all this shit and exploiting the shit you do. That don't give you no points. They're just only telling everybody you a stupid motherfucking criminal. What the fuck are you doing? And they think it's cool putting that shit out there. Oh yeah, I got bodies, I'm woo woo woo. Ain't nothing gangster about that shit. You look like a goddamn fool putting it out there like that. Feel me? So, if you can't see everybody else getting caught up by posting videos, by doing these rap songs, after committing murders and all of this other shit, you don't need nobody to tell on you. You're doing it yourself. And then these little black boys today getting 45, 90 years. They not getting 25 to life, they getting 90 to life.
Yeah.
You're done.
So, did you hear about a girl, a female rapper that is so underrated to me, boy? She's one of my favorite female rappers, if I'm keeping it real, other than my girl Cardi B. And but Remy Ma, she had that hot song with Fat Joe back in the day. Her son was recently arrested for first-degree murder. Do you remember when Remy Ma went to jail? I think she did about 7 years for shooting a woman over a money dispute. Was that something where you think the apple didn't fall too far from the tree, or just people trying to live that life? Because you see them with Papoose and Remy on the TV show, because they was on the one of the hip-hop shows. Don't know if it was Atlanta or New York hip-hop show, but they seem to have a lovely environment for their kids to grow up in.
That's camera bullshit.
Okay.
They're not on the inside showing what goes on in the inside. You on the inside, this shit right here, no. They was having big problems, she cheating, the whole nine. Now her son grew up understanding the game, hanging out with his friends, living that life. Now he becomes a different kind of person. Just because it's Remy Ma's son don't mean he ain't gangster or he shouldn't be involved in that. Mama and Papoose got money. No. He's an element of what
They really tricked me. I really thought they were legit with that Black Love slogan and stuff.
No, he didn't trick you. He took care of her while she was in jail. Went to see her the whole time.
On that, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's the problem. Man, you got good people and you got bad people.
Yeah.
You got people that don't give a fuck what you do for them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how he was treating the boy. I don't know who had the boy, but when she came home, I don't know if she was talking to him and telling him to stop doing what he's doing. But he out there living a crime life. And he gets killed.
And at this point, he just accused of a murder. He wasn't murdered, he was accused of murder.
Okay, allegedly.
Allegedly.
But shit happens.
Terrence Gangster Williams, you know him, right? He said 30% of the men that he knows do gay activities in prison.
If you were to guess the whole time, because you spent how many years in prison?
23 years, 10 months.
23 years. So almost 24 years. What percentage of inmates experiment with homosexuality at some point?
I'm gonna say 30%.
30%, 1 out of 3.
Yeah, 30%.
That's a big number.
I believe that.
30%, that high?
Man, there's so many gangsters in the penitentiary that got other men holding the side of their shirts, laying on the yard, listening to the music with a motherfucker laying on his lap, head on his lap. Yeah, it's a lot of cats like that. There's a lot of brothers get out of prison, DL, and go home to their wives, go home to their girlfriends, and ass fucking do whatever, and then go back to prison to their boyfriend, or what they call their he, she's, or whatever. There's a lot of them that do that. And not just one prison, all. Yeah, you got brothers that get out of penitentiary and continue to sleep with boys. They just like that way. We got niggas in our neighborhood that like sleeping with boys.
1090 Jake said that murderers in prison aren't remorseful. You can't show weakness.
You can't. You know, motherfucker died for, if I gave you a soup, 2 soups, and you don't want to pay me back, motherfuckers die for that. You know, I'm not gonna give you nothing that you gonna tell me I ain't giving you shit. You gonna pay me or you gonna pay by blood. You got politics all over the yard. Motherfuckers die for nothing. Motherfuckers die because they don't want to give up their ass. So the penitentiary is built for men. If you ain't ready for this shit and you ain't with it, you're gonna be a victim of something.
Charles Pee Wee Goldsmith explains why blacks weren't allowed in the Hell Angels game. I know you're a big motorcycle club. You don't call them games. I know you always say that club.
Yeah.
So what's your opinion on that?
Well, a lot of the clubs today, 1% clubs, are totally different from what we call 99% clubs. Just regular MCs, females on the bike set. 1% clubs, a lot of like the HAs. Can I say they racist? Yeah, they don't want blacks, Mexicans in their club. Mongos, they don't want certain individuals in their club. My club, Chosen Few was the first interracial club, 1959. We got the first white boy art. And Hell's Angels didn't like that white boy in this all black club. And then now we got Indians, Mexicans, Spanish, we got the Philippines, we got just so many different. And those clubs don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So to each his own with the majority of all the clubs out there, they don't fuck with black people. Some clubs don't fuck with white people. You know what I'm saying? Some clubs don't want Asians and Indians, and you can't. But Chosen Few, you was able to come there and feel like you was black, white, whatever.
Shout out to the Sons of Anarchy. They don't want to talk to me about that.
Man, that bullshit.
Did you hear 50 Cent call out Southwest T and threatening to cancel the BMF show because Southwest T took a picture with Supreme's son. You hear about that?
And I think that's bullshit because, man, I don't even want to say to each his own. You know, I think we get in our feelings and we get petty. You making money. You motherfuckers is making money off BMF. Y'all are doing good. So now you want to divide and conquer? Now the old boy that's talking shit and doing all that, shut the fuck up. You fucking it up for everybody else. The little dark-skinned dude that was, damn.
Lil Supreme?
Is that who it is?
That's the son.
Yeah.
Oh, Big Supreme.
And for what? Like, man, niggas fuck up shit for the next motherfucker. And I think 50 shit.
But Southwest T should be the one smart enough to know that, hey, 50 looking out for me, made me money, and made me come home to a bag, and now I know this is his enemy. Why do I put myself into that fight? I think this is why the game took the side that he did with Drake, and just said, hey, I'll stay neutral. Sometimes you got to stay neutral.
And there ain't nothing wrong with it.
Sometimes when you draw the line in the sand and you pick sides, then you got to roll with everything that come with that side.
That part.
And so. Lil Durk, 10 years old son allegedly shot his stepfather during a domestic dispute.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. One of my club brothers lost his life with his girl, jumped on his girl, JC, and her son shot him. Let's say me, my brothers, my sisters, watched my father beat up on my mama, and we tried to fight him. If I had a gun and he hurt my mama, would I have shot him? Yeah. But when he found out I had guns, he bounced. He got on. He left. He moved from Compton.
We hadn't talked about recently. I want to ask you about some gang stuff, like from your history when you was a gang member. How do you think your experience in the gang culture and the music industry have shaped your views on loyalty and betrayal?
Wow. For me, paying attention to other people and the agendas that other people have, especially on you, the things that you brought to the table and what you was capable of, you know, was took advantage of to a certain extent. Let's say being with Death Row, you know what I'm saying? Suge knew that he needed us to facilitate certain things for him to get to where he was at. Could it be to put fear in most of these people? And he took advantage of certain things. I can't blame Suge for the shit that we did, you know what I'm saying? Because we all had a choice, whether we did it or we didn't do it. You know, one incident, you know, he wanted one of the guys that just worked the 9 to 5 at the office to be slapped. I'm not gonna do that. Man ain't did shit, you feel me? So we had choices of who we fuck with, how we fuck with other people.
And this was after you was rehabilitated, right?
No, this is when I got out of prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you trying to make a point, motherfucker? It was a whole different life other than street gangbanging, going into the music shit and doing the shit with him. And it was much easier, you know what I'm saying? Living that part of the life, fucking with people, or, you know, you got the homies not allowing certain shit and doing certain shit to people and getting paid for it. Being in the hood, hopping in the car, get your guns, walking, or whatever, was all free shit. Now you getting paid for the way you live. You're getting paid for it. And that was the difference. But when shit elevated, when certain individuals at Death Row knew that it was either going back to prison or whatever, some guys elected to walk away. You know what I'm saying? And wasn't accepting the small pay or payments for doing certain things. They walked away. My biggest thing was going against the grain. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. All of the guys was on Death Row have a history with each other, and the loyalty wasn't there no more because one was willing to sell out for more money to do this and that to the other, and it wasn't worth that. It wasn't worth it at all. So loyalty, you don't have that no more. You know, people believe that Mob James should have been loyal to the streets regardless of what happened to Buntry. I beg to differ because that's my brother, that's my blood. My loyalty lies with him regardless than anybody else. And he was killed by the homies, not by Crips. That's a forever war that I wouldn't let go if he was killed by Crips. Just like with the homies, it's time to get away from this shit. And a lot of those young guys that was out there then, their fathers was considered my homies. So me personally walking away and not killing my homies, my friends' children, I left. I walked away. I could have did this, that, and the other. But I walked away from it because it wasn't worth it at that point. When I saw the pain it cost my mother, I didn't want to put that on another mother. I didn't want to do it.
So in retrospect then, what do you believe are the most significant lessons you have learned from your past involvements with Death Row Records and the gangs?
Being more wiser, growing up, picking my fights, learning how to control my temper, responsibility. It's a lot of shit that come with it. At some point, I knew I had to grow up, or I'm just another statistic. We're out here fighting a war that we don't have to fight over no red and blue, and we don't have to live the way we living. So let me go around all this other bullshit, this stereo bullshit, and let me live right. Let me do right. And the only thing that mattered to me at that time was my kids and my kids' kids. You feel me? So let me make an impact on that opposed to what the fuck going on in the streets, because the streets ain't gonna lose. And at the end of the day, if I'd have took that path, I'd be in prison or dead. You feel me? I wanted to be here for my kids, you know? I wanted to see my grandkids, and I'm living proof of it.
Yeah.
I'm living proof. Every day that I wake up and argue at my grandson, I'm good. I'm good. And I hope everybody else could see that. There's a lot of brothers in prison that'll never see their grandkids.
Yeah.
Unless they come visit.
Or pictures.
Yeah. But I'm living that life. And it's way much better being civil than running around here trying to be a monster.
Okay. So how do you think the portrayal of a gang culture in the music and media has evolved since the 90s? And what impact do you think it has on society today?
The music business is only telling us that we have to be a certain kind of way to make it in the business, and that's to be violent. That's for us to degrade black women in general, their friends, It got you believing that you have to be a gangster to make it. That's bullshit. A lot of these guys is falling by the wayside because they believe that they have to be a certain type of person, individual, to make music or for people to buy their music. All of these guys ain't gangsters. Some of the older cats ain't gangsters. So they up under this belief that this is our culture, this is what we are. That's bullshit. That is not what we are. Or what we don't have to be that way.
I was watching Adam22 the other day, about a week or two ago, and I saw Adam22 talking to a young lady that he said he was dating. And I saw Brick Baby sitting there. I kind of got disturbed with Brick Baby because he was allowing Adam22 to talk to this female who's obviously a worker, for lack of a very word, have a only fan page. But she was a black female, and Brick was referring to her as his sister. And Adam22 dissed the hell out of her. Made her go get burgers, was talking to her, called her the B word, and all of that. What do you think about women that put themselves in that situation, but more so guys, meaning of the black culture, to allow a white man to talk to a female that way? Do you have a problem with it, or don't you?
I have a problem with men talking to respectable women a certain kind of way. I have a problem with a man that disrespects a woman because she don't give up the phone number because she says she married. I have a problem with that when a motherfucker get mad. But when you have a woman that's out there degrading herself and living a certain kind of life, how the fuck do I take up for her? How can I take up for somebody that's masturbating on television, that's doing the GoFundMe, I mean that fan whatever bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, if you're degrading and disrespecting yourself, how do I come to bat for you? Do I lose everything for defending a woman that don't give a fuck about self? No. So I can't be mad at Adam because Adam talked to his woman a certain kind of way. That's
and she
his
was
chick.
claiming to be his woman.
Okay,
Yeah.
so with his wife or whatever, he might talk to his wife like that. Who business is it to get in his shit when he talked to one of his chick? That's like me. The way I talk to a motherfucker, if she in my motherfucking house and I'm talking to her, that ain't none of my homeboys' business. And it ain't my business. So it ain't Brick Baby business to check at him. He calling her sis. That ain't his blood. You got niggas out here calling, you got 50-year-old niggas calling 29-year-old niggas hunk. That's just a word. But she's out here degrading herself. She's sitting between that man's legs and daddy and woo-woo-woo knowing. You feel me? So he's not degrading her. He's talking to her the way she want to be talked to. But I seen it when she stood up and woo-woo-woo and then left out of there. Come on. At the end of the day, you put yourself in that. Should no black man come in and try to defend your honor when you have none?
So, taking that and saying that, because I honestly believe it was a skit, what do you think about, or what's your opinion on YouTube channels that do skits like that for clickbait or for views?
That's just like rappers pretending to be gangsters. They doing the same shit. These dudes out here putting together fights and all this other shit to make themselves look like or build themselves when they not built like that. But they want the world to see this bullshit and make it like it's some real shit. But what happens when it really come down to you? When it comes in your face and you got these motherfuckers want to see how gangster you are? Come on, it's bullshit.
Okay, so given your background as a gang member and now as a law-abiding citizen and a parent and a father and grandfather, what advice would you give to young people who may be influenced by gang culture or the allure of the music industry today?
If I'm gonna put it like this. If I wanted somebody to talk to me when I was 14, 13, fighting at school, and wanted to be this or that, or being in the hood and want to be the best at it, man, it's not worth it. Living this life and looking out the windows after you do a drive-by, you do some bullshit, the paranoia, the dreams and all that bullshit, it's not worth it. Living that life. I mean, find a way. We got kids out there that disrespect their parents. I did that. It's not cool. It's not good. So I would tell a kid, the average kid, man, go to school, try to live right. You know what I'm saying? Fuck proving a point or proving that you this and that to your friends. They not gonna be there at the end of the day. And I don't give a fuck who you are or where you come from. Everybody ain't your friend. And I believed that for years. My mother told me, oh, that ain't your friend, you will see. And I saw it when Buntry died. And everything came back to me. All those that was around me and a part of me ran. Walked away. Let the girls say yada yada, this, oh no, we ain't getting in that. But this is a life you chose also. So the life that I lived was a whole motherfucking lie. A whole motherfucking lie. And don't nobody want to grow up living that life or believing that this is the best way out or the only way out. It's not. Don't wait till you're 50. Don't wait till you're 60 to wake up and smell of coffee. It's all a joke, bro. It's all a joke. It's nothing but a waste of life. So if it's a waste of life for me, it's a waste of life for every gangbanger out there that's creating and wreaking havoc on our own people. It's bullshit.
Recently, I was watching one of Suge's podcasts, and I noticed his editors, I don't believe it was him, but his editors used an episode by you or a segment by you where you had talked about Dre being gay and knowing that he was gay from back in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I have always seen Dre with fine red bones, which I know that don't make you not gay.
Here you go.
But what made you make the
Have
statement?
you ever saw Dre at the studio with boys?
With guys, with friends? I've seen everybody bring entourages through studios. Yes.
You ain't never seen Dre on no homosexual shit?
No.
Okay, me either then.
But you said that in the clip. You accused him of being gay in the
Suge
clip.
have always said that.
Yes.
And Suge, when he said, he's adamant about it. And back then, I think it was L, what's them three girls? TLC, they was at the shop. Let Me Ride Hydraulics.
But you did this interview I'm talking about recently. It was when you were sitting on the porch at your house, when you was, your mom's house on Killing.
Suge have always said that nigga was gay.
Yeah.
But Dre ain't did shit to me, man, and I'm not gonna bring or put Dre because shit has been said about me that affected my kids.
Exactly.
You feel me? So whatever life Dre choose to live, and if Dre want to be a homosexual, that's his preference. You know?
And the only reason I asked the question because
you wanted something out of it, but
I thought you saw something that I didn't see.
Or if I saw something, it'd have been a problem.
Okay.
But I mean, Suge have said it, Buntry have said it, Tupac has said it. All of them have said that Dre, so they must have saw.
I really think they got it from comments that Michelet has made, but yeah.
That he liked to finger in his ass and shit like that?
No, that men was always around and lived in the house with them and stuff like that.
Mm. Yeah. Well.
And I did hear Dre on MTV one day said, hey, a tape got released. I lost it. Somebody stole it out of my house, and I'm sorry if it get leaked, if it comes out. And that always made me believe that it might have been a tape that got released that was kind of suspicious.
Maybe that's what Suge said.
Yeah. A guy that you gave us a great statement about before, and I know you have a lot of respect and love for him currently, from Elm Lane, Paros, named Rock Chisel.
Mm-hmm.
He's currently fighting for his life. I maybe shouldn't use that term because I know how men don't like to be looked at as like we have an illness, because I have that same issue myself. But Rock has been rumored by friends and family to be on his last leg. Could you give us some stories about Rock, just so people will know who Rock Chisholm is, Todd Chisholm, and give him his flowers while he's still among us? Because I know he do, him and his brother, be paying attention to videos on YouTube.
Growing up, I'm getting teary-eyed. You have guys from different neighborhoods outside of the mob that you get attached to. Rock was one of them. He is one of them. At his best, you couldn't mention a fade, you couldn't mention nothing of the sort. Rock was ready for everything. Everything. Rock was for real. He is for real. I've seen Rock hold back on people that he respected. Only because he respected, he didn't act like Rock Chisholm. He walked away from a lot of shit. When I seen the restraint Rock had on some of the homies, it kind of pissed me off, because why you don't slap this motherfucker? Why you know what I'm saying? But he had respect for the homies. And I hated the fact that he gave passes like that. You know what I'm saying? And he still got the end of the stick. Rock was one of the only motherfuckers that Suge said, turn that car in. Rock went downtown LA, got a pink slip made from the Mexicans, and he sold the car. Nigga, fuck you, I ain't giving nothing back. And the whole time I've known Rock, when they lived on Killing, they moved a couple years after we moved on Killing. And he's always been Rock Chisholm.
Yeah.
Nothing different. People, like, for real.
I'll tell a quick story about Rock that I had that's related to Death Row. So there was this auto shop in Compton called Untouchable Sounds.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to my boy, rest in peace, Melvin and Big Spanky. And Donzelli, shout out Donzelli, was the bodyguard of DJ Quick. DJ Quick was tasked with the responsibility of mixing down All Eyes on Me album. And so when you're the mixer and you the producer that's on a particular segment or an album, you have access to the finished product. Donzelli got the CD in advance and took it up to the car wash, and it was actually a stereo shop / car wash, and was letting them listen to it, and they started making copies, selling the All Eyes on Me on the streets prior to the street date. If y'all know anything about 90 music, you used to keep your music like gold. It's not
Right.
like now where you leak it.
Right.
So Suge had found out about it and was pissed. So Trayvon and somebody had went up to the shop and they had found out that Donzelli had left it up there. So they called the meeting at the office. And it was the usual crew. I don't know why I was in the room, but because I normally was never around those type of events, where Suge was like, it was Donzelli and Quick getting questioned about this particular song getting leaked. And it was Trayvon wasn't there, because that's who would have got picked if he was. But it was Rock, Buntry, Neckbone, somebody else. Might have been Big Jake. No, Big Jake had already passed, so it wasn't Big Jake. And it was another gentleman, but they were all big guys. Rock was the smallest guy in there. And so Suge was like, homie, you got to take a fade with one of the homies for doing that to Donzelli. You got to take a fade. And Rock, knowing he's the smallest one in there, right? And Donzelli looking at everybody, trying to size up everybody. And Rock said, fuck it. I'm the smallest ones in here. I'll take that fade. And him and Donzelli got to going at it. And when I saw that, I was like, whoa, this nigga Rock is something else.
For real.
He's a writer.
For real.
Shout out, Rock. Peace. Wish you best with your fight with this cancer. Rock has been released, for any of y'all that really know the history, on compassionate release, and he's at home out of prison. You know anything about Harry O? Were you around when Harry O was calling and doing stuff?
When he was calling the office?
Yeah.
That's when it first started, yeah.
Yeah, okay. On one of Suge's latest podcasts, he did a segment talking about Harry O. He called him Dirty Harry O. But did you ever hear Suge talk about Harry O back in the day, and you know about that alleged bag phone and all of those rumors that's out there?
The red phone?
The red phone?
Yeah, that's the phone Harry O used to call on.
You have any stories that you can share with us about Harry O and Suge relationship?
I never met Harry O. Me and Harry O never talked on the phone, but I know he used to call on the red phone. I know Suge used to hold a lot of conversations with Harry O. I know Bonnie Hunter Rat used to come up there for Harry O. I know that he had dealings with Harry O. And that was apparent because when Bonnie Hunter Rat came up there, Bonnie Hunter Rat came, he was on business. And Mr. Knight didn't want nobody to know what he was on business when he came in there. And, you know, he was sent up there through Harry O for certain shit.
James, I heard back in June, early mid part of June, that OG from Ludus Park, China Doll, tried to call a peace treaty between the mob and the Ludus Parks. I have always told you you hate that. I have always heard you say that you hate that war is still going on, mainly because you believe that it a stint of what happened to Buntry. My opinion is, why do you think the mob hasn't been as close as they once were? And do you think that a guy, an old head in our OG, can get the youngsters to have a peace treaty among each other?
You asking me why they haven't ceased fire on each other? I think these youngsters has picked up a war that was given to them. They don't know nothing about it. They don't know Buntry. They don't know Scar. They don't know the relationships, and they not piggybacking off of the relationships the mob had with Ludus Park or any other hood in Compton. I think everybody want to assume that this is what it should be. Buntry been gone 22 years. 22 years, and I just learned to deal with him being gone, feel me? So if China Dog and GS and all of the other G's over there can get them to knock this shit off, it wasn't everybody war. It wasn't a hood war. And if they can get them to squash that shit, I'm man, then so be it. Let it be over with. Move on. And that's how I see it. I don't see, a lot of these cats don't understand what it was like to be in an environment where we all was together. Power rules, everybody, we can go to any motherfucking hood, we can live. We can hang out. You don't have that no more. So they don't know what they doing. You feel me? So I think if they can get everybody to just walk away from the bullshit, then they should. You're saving lives, you're not taking it. And I preach that all day. It don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? It's over, it's done.
This is something I always wanted to know about that I really don't know about. And I think a lot of listeners, I put up a question and answer, a question that they wanted me to ask you over on the Bomb First chat board. And this was the overwhelming question that they like to know from you. They want you to explain the difference between all the prison gangs that are black in California, like the BGFs, UBNs or UBLs, or Pyrus, the Crips. This if you can explain the Muslims. This if you can explain those, and we'll end it there.
Well, you have so many entities when it comes to black gangs or black representatives for their culture. You like the Bloods, you have UBNs, you have the Bloodline, you have Pyrus, you have Straight Bloods, you have IE, which is Bloods and Crips together. You have, every penitentiary has a structure. All of these different gangs play a part of that. How we interact with each other, how we move, how we pay attention to each other or react to certain other ethnics in that prison. And it's like one hand watches the other. The BGFs is, when I was in Corcoran, those guys came and hollered at us and talked about certain things. We had a car where most cats don't walk the yard by themselves and don't have friends or just out there on their own. Those are the ones that people approach and try to take advantage of. So a lot of the guys bought the Pyru car, and it wasn't many. Every prison I went to, you're outnumbered, and you have to be a certain kind of way with the BGFs and all these other gangs in the penitentiary. It's been a long time since I've been in there.
But you have talked to people that been in and out, and people that's under the paperwork and people that refuse to be under paperwork.
Yeah, well, that starts from the county jail. You get that letter, you slide that motherfucker right back out, because I'm not finna be under no. I can't be up under that type of paperwork. I'm a Pyru, and I didn't believe in taking orders, and you had to be a certain kind of way to live in the penitentiary. You can only fuck with some and certain people in there. You pretty much stay to yourself. Just like with Pyrus and Bloods and all those that didn't want to be up under the paperwork. So it was a difference. But at the end of the day, when you see a black fighting, all blacks was fighting. You know what I'm saying? You pretty much don't have a choice, because they're going to come at you. So you need to have those cliques, those groups, because you see everything from every angle, and they communicate. If you didn't have that and you was running around, you'd be at a loss in the penitentiary. You number fish bait. So,
shout out to the brothers in the penitentiaries. Keep your heads up. Once again, Vlad, thank you for the opportunity and continue supporting me and James. And we really appreciate you and your staff for allowing us to come over here and give us the opportunity.
For real. Appreciate you.